So, today we're going to be talking about my Peaches and Plums tea blend that I have made in honor of The Magicians Season 5, and specifically with that season coming out, Peaches and Plums is obviously alluding to Quentin and Elliot and their relationship. And so I made a tea blend that utilizes, they don't have any plums through Adagio, but they do have peaches and apricots, and so that is what the primary fruit that makes up this blend is. There is also almond flavoring and vanilla flavoring in there to help balance out some of that stone fruit. It's going to be the darker, richer flavors to help add in a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of nutty quality to help accentuate that, but largely the fruit is going to be the star of the show. I brewed this in my gaiwan here, and getting a little bit of a look at the tea, you can see that there is a lot of fruit in there. There's a lot of fruit going on in there. There's a little bit of marigolds, a little bit of sort of flowers going on, but primarily this is a lot of fruit, and that's intentional. I really wanted the fruit to be the star of the show here. And it's not overly sweet, and it's by design. It's a stone fruit, that it's your peaches, it's your apricots, it's almonds. It's not overly sweet, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want this to be super sweet and super vibrant and intense in that way, because I don't think that that's Quentin and Elliot. That's not their relationship. Their relationship is pain, and it's regret, and it's this reluctance to accept that feeling and the sort of back and forth and the struggle of that. And I didn't want it to be sweet and beautiful and vibrant. I wanted the fruit to be the star of the show, and I wanted the fruit to come through, and that's why when I brewed this, I brewed it in my gaiwan. I did about 5.5 grams of tea to about 150 mils of water, and I ended up letting it go for 35 seconds before I strained it off. And that worked fairly well. The water was about 205 degrees. I didn't take it all the way up to 212 because I didn't want the tea to overpower. I didn't want to overbrew the tea, over-extract the tea, because I found that as I brew it longer, the tea flavor, the black tea, starts to become more extracted, and that tends to come out. But the fruity flavor doesn't get too much stronger with time or with extra heat. And so I tended to find that brewing at a slightly lower temperature and for a little bit of a shorter time, sort of a middle time, worked fairly well for this. It's fruity and not in sweet without being cloyingly or candy sweet. It's not overly sweet. There's a bit of vanilla flavor in there, but it's not too much. This is something I think if you want to add a little bit of sweetness, I think would pair very well with a touch of honey. Not a lot, as like I said, I don't want this to be super sweet, as that's just not the nature of their relationship, and I wanted this to sort of more evoke Quentin and Elliot. But it has a little bit of sweetness there. It has a little bit of that sort of acidity that can come from the tea, a tiny bit of the woodiness and sort of the bite that comes through from that tea. But really, it's the sweetness, the richness, the dark sort of fruits that come from that apricot and the peach. And it's beautiful. It's great. It's delicious. And it's a very well-balanced blend. The tea and the fruit really works well in conjunction. The slight nuttiness from that almond flavor and the vanilla. It all works together. Nothing individually is too strong or overpowering or trying to take center stage. So it's all fairly well balanced and fairly well combined, and I enjoy it quite a lot. And I hope that you guys will enjoy it too. So this is my Peaches and Plum tea blend in honor of Quentin and Elliot from The Magicians.